There's not many things more devastating than when you have to sell your video games. Stick around. What is up, Internet? Retro here, and welcome to our very first episode of the Retro Life. Basically, my life in retro game collecting and retro toy collecting, buying, reselling, all of it, guys. Now, this is not replacing the $10 game collection by any means, but we have been doing that series for over a year now, guys, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm going kind of crazy. I need something to break it up. We're still gonna do that that series almost every single Monday, but I do more than just the $10 game collection. Sometimes I got projects going on in the game room that I wanna show you guys. Sometimes I find one or two amazing things at a flea market that doesn't really fit into a whole retro hunting episode. So we're gonna combine it all into this new series. So I hope you guys like it. Again, we are not getting rid of the $10 game collection. We just have another series. And today we got a bunch of stuff that we're gonna do. I finally got a piece that I've been needing for this game room for so long. I want to do a full out like game room tour pretty soon, but I wanted this one piece to go over here on this wall, and it finally came in. I'm pumped to show you guys that. We are gonna go game hunting, toy hunting, of course, and guys, we're gonna talk about why I believe right now is the time to sell video games if you have games that are potentially valuable that maybe you're not super attached to. I think right now the market is hot and it is time, and I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm gonna sell some of my games. And it's a pretty sad story. I got something going on right now, a life event that I need some extra cash, and unfortunately I'm gonna have to sell some video games, but we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But guys, before we get into all of the footage this week, if you are new to the channel and you do love all things 80s and 90s nostalgia, retro video games, movies, toys, and more, do me a favor and hit that freaking subscribe button, guys. Every single Monday and Thursday, we're coming out with new videos, and I don't want you guys to miss it. So let's get into our very first episode of the Retro Life. All right, guys, we are in the game room, and there are always projects to do in here, whether it's cleaning something, organizing, just different projects that don't fit into, again, like I said, into the regular series of the $10 game collection or even retro hunting. And right now, what I'm working on, I actually really need to organize the wall of nostalgia. It's just getting kind of crazy. I've just been throwing things on the shelf, but that is going to be for another video. So, I actually have a whole series also based on basically putting this entire game collection or this game room together. So if you want to see that, I'll link it right up here. I actually show the entire process of moving into this game room, moving from the other game room, and it was pretty wild. Here's the thing. I still have things to do in here. Like, I want to do a full-out game tour at some point, but there's still things to do. And one of those things is putting up something, let me get back, on this wall. So this wall is completely blank. Some people have suggested, you know, getting more shelving and putting more stuff up there. Here's the thing for me in this room so far, it's getting pretty claustrophobic. Like, I don't want to put up more shelves to add more things. So I had a very specific kind of goal in mind for this wall, and it was to get a big print of one of my favorite things of all time. And guys, it finally just came in. So that one picture is going to be on the wall right there, and that's it. I want it to look clean, put together, and yeah, I'm super pumped. I've been waiting for this piece forever, y'all. So let me just snap my fingers and we'll get to it. And there it is, guys.
Great Scott!
It is the DeLorean from the Back to the Future movie, my favorite movie of all time, and this is a big friggin' print, guys. It is so sick. I had to order this and waited like 2 months to get it. It is finally here, and it's going to be the only thing that is going to go over here on this wall, and I think it's going to look great. I also want to put some like LED strips behind the canvas, so it'll like basically pop off the wall and just kind of give it a cool effect. But for now, we're just gonna put it up and see how it looks as is. It's gonna look amazing, guys. I'm so stoked for this. There it is, y'all. It is beautiful. It is perfect. I love the size of it. This was the bigger one. They actually had one that was like maybe a foot smaller all the way around. And I thought about getting that one because it was quite a bit cheaper. But I was like, man, if this is gonna be like the focal point of this wall, it needs to be the big one. So I really like it. Again, imagine that having some like LEDs in the back, having the lights off, and it just like popping off the wall. It is sick. I love it. You guys tell me what you think. What would you do with this wall? I know there's mixed emotions on this. Some people would do a whole bunch of shelving and display more toys and stuff. And it's not a bad idea. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying for me and my mental space, I needed something clean on this wall. But you guys tell me. We're about to go to a couple different flea markets. I have some clips of some pretty sweet things that I found that were just like one-off things. It wouldn't make a full like retro hunting episode, just a cool thing here and a cool thing there. So let's head over to that footage. So we are at the Salvation Army and looking through all the VHS tapes. This is one of my favorite places to come to get VHS tapes because they're only a quarter. 1/4 for a VHS tape, guys. So we found this really sick Super Mario Bros. Christmas VHS. I've never seen this one before. I have found quite a few Mario VHSs, but have never seen this one. So pick that up for $1/4 for sure. And then we're going through another case or another bookshelf of a VHS over here. And I pick up another one of these TMNT, the original TMNT movie VHSs. My favorite cover art of any VHS, and anytime I see this, I always pick it up. It's not like it's worth a ton. It's only worth, you know, maybe $4 or $5, but for $1/4, come on, man, gotta pick it up. And I thought this was crazy. I think this is hilarious, man. Marketing in the 90s. This is just old Daffy Duck cartoons, but they marketed it with Space Jam. It's just plastered with Space Jam, and then it made kids want to buy it. Hilarious. And then we go to the Goodwill. And at the Goodwill, here is an N64 controller, third party. And then here are some Tiger handhelds. I don't see Tiger handhelds virtually ever. Now, these aren't like the best ones to find, but they're only $1.91 each. Football and bowling. So I had to pick these up for a couple bucks. I just popped into another flea market and they have these really cool like special edition Simpsons plush dolls. They're pretty big. Here's my hand, it's fairly large. They're brand new and they're only $7. Well, this one's $7. This smaller Bart is $5. Then this one, Lisa, is $5. And then this one I think is $7. I don't know. I mean, it's what, $24 for all of them? I think for sure I'm gonna get both Barts. People are probably screaming like, dude, you need to buy all of those. I mean, Maggie's brand new. I don't know when these came out. If you guys have any idea, y'all let me know. I just don't have any space, man. I think I'm gonna pass on those two. I don't know. All right, guys, we are at Goodwill, about to go in for my daily trip to Goodwill. So this is about 2 miles away from my house, and it's on the way to work. So I pop in every single morning before work. Sometimes I even come back. Like when I'm on my way back home, I'll pop back in again. Probably the #1 question I get asked in terms of Goodwill is when is the best time to come to Goodwill? Is there the best day or the best time frame? And no, the answer is that there is not a particular good time. You just come all the time, like all the time, because there's no rhyme or reason, at least at my Goodwill, on when they put out new product. They're just always putting out new stuff. So that's the key. I mean, you guys only see 1 out of 40 finds on like the $10 game collection series. Like that is the time I found something. People always comment. They're like, dude, you always find stuff every time you go to Goodwill. I always go to Goodwill. I never find anything. You guys are only seeing the finds. So I thought today I would take you in to Goodwill, and I'm gonna take you along for the whole route when I go into Goodwill and all the things I'm looking for and kind of my thought process. Hopefully we find something, but we probably won't because you don't usually find stuff. But I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride, so let's do it. So the color of the week is red. Anything that is red is 50% off. So the first area I go to is always the DVDs, CDs, media section. So kind of tells you how much everything is. This is the Goodwill that has had almost no games lately. I think they're sending them into their online store, but I'll just run through these. And here's a PlayStation 3 disc of some type. Looks like some DVD sets. And I'll always go over to the CDs, go through any of these. I'm not like a big CD collector. I do have a decent CD collection, but more than anything, I'm looking for the NTSC logo on any of these to see if there are any PlayStation 1 games in here. And right now I'm not seeing anything. So again, this is just a typical day going to Goodwill. We may find a couple things, we might find nothing at all, but just wanted to take you along for the ride. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Looking for any DVDs that we could potentially buy and flip. So I like right here. Here is iPlay.
Right, sorry.
iToy, where your whole body is the controller in over a dozen titles. Rated E for everyone.
For $6. Jeez. And it is half price, so it's only $3. It's still too much. Still too much. So what I'm looking for right now is obscure DVDs that I've never heard of or seen before. And here's a Care Bears VHS. But looking for anything that is a little more obscure. And what I would usually do is say, for instance, this is a more obscure movie and this one is, and whatever. I'm just basically gonna take all of them out and then I would just scan them on the eBay app to see if they're worth anything. But so far I'm not seeing much. This is Prison Chicks. I don't know, don't think I've seen that before. I remember when this first came out. This was wild, man. Do you remember this, Super Size Me?
Is fast food really that bad for you?
I mean, what would happen if I ate nothing but McDonald's for 30 days straight?
I think that's an old Hastings sticker. Rip Hastings, man. Love that store. But as you guys can see, there's not much. People think I find stuff every single time I go to Goodwill, but that is not the case, man. It is a daily grind coming here every day, sometimes twice a day. Not even kidding. Let's go over here.
Okay.
Let's see, any CDs? Oh, look what we found, guys. Lizzie McGuire karaoke series. CD and graphics. Okay. Alright, guys, I'm not seeing much of anything today. Here's something. Bill the Intern. So I don't know what this is. I can't even look it up because there's not even a barcode. I might see if that's worth anything. I'll check on that. Guys, I don't see anything at all, which is surprising because it is spring, man, and everybody is decluttering. So I might come back and look up Bill the Intern. So from here, I usually make my way over here to the VHS. So here are all the VHS. There is one right here, the Batman Ultimate Collection. This is actually pretty sweet. Has all 4 of the Batman movies in it. Sorry, there's people behind me talking super loud right now. This would probably be a couple bucks. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna check on that. And then just a bunch of classic VHS. I have most all the VHS that I need. I like to collect the TMNT ones and like the Rugrats, Nickelodeon ones, but other than that, I'm not really looking for a ton. Just those old sing-along ones are kind of cool. Grew up with those. But I don't see any that we need other than the Batman collection, so I might hold on to that or come back for it here in a bit. Then I make my way over to the electronics. This is always the best thing you want to look out for. So he is putting out new product right now. So none of this stuff has been picked through yet, which is good. A fan, it's like a TV, but not interested in any of that. This place is amazing to come for TVs. Like $79 for this TV. Sorry, he's testing that fan, that vacuum. So here's some TVs that are pretty cheap. And I'm gonna walk all through this stuff. Oh. He knows business, man. Okay. Here is a controller. Mad Cats. It's like a Ps1 controller. Actually kind of cool. I've never seen this before. Is this worth anything? Probably not, but I've never seen this clear one, and it's in pretty good shape. $292. I'm gonna hold on to that. Here's another controller. It's like an afterglow. That's exactly what it is. And sticks are pretty good. These are good just to have laying around in case you need an extra controller. $494. And it does it have all the cables needed? It appears to be. It appears to all be there. So, I think I might get that. I think I might get both of these. These aren't like to buy and flip, they're just to have around. I don't have that Mad Catz controller. I do have a thing about controllers, so I might get that. All right, that looks like everything in this area. I do buy and flip microphones. You want to typically look out for the brand Shure, S-H-U-R-E. Samson, not interested. Not interested in that. Oh look, Hannah Montana alarm clock. All right, now look at this. This is an SSX plug and play. I love the game. Didn't know that there was a plug and play of this for $8. That's actually kind of cool. Gonna pass, but cool to see. All right, let's go over here to the toys. All right, these are usually gonna be like the kitty toys, like for toddlers. Perfect for my son's age. As you can tell, man, it is crazy loud in here. Lots of people dropping stuff. So this is where my son usually comes and plays for a while. He's in all this stuff. There's this thing. Okay, so where I usually look is over here. This is where sometimes you'll find some old retro vintage toys. There's a Batman helicopter and a bunch of other stuff. So far I'm not seeing anything old. Or here's a crash cage wrestling situation. What is this guy? You guys know who he is? Is he from something? Her eyes are still lit up. And then here are, looks like a couple light brights, newer light brights. Actually used to play that game back in the day, Hot Hoops. Okay, and then here are all of the board games and puzzles and stuff. So right here I see something that's kind of cool. Here is a Toy Story Junior Yahtzee game. That's kind of cool. It looks older at least. Let me see what year this is. 2002. Just a Yahtzee game. Might be fun for my son to play. I would usually go through this and check to see if all the pieces are in there. Here's an old Harry Potter game. Yep, Mystery at Hogwarts. I bet this is probably the same era. Probably early 2000s maybe. 2000. So sometimes you can find some cool stuff in here so far, other than the Toy Story thing. Oh look, here's the Office DVD board game. That's pretty wild. I bet my wife would like this. She is easily the biggest Office fan in the entire world. I might get this for her. All right, let's keep looking. Here is a sealed game. Usually you can get a premium on sealed puzzles and games, especially on Amazon, but I just don't sell on Amazon, so I'm gonna pass, but I know other people will probably do really well on those, potentially on Amazon. Here is let me put this here. Here's a Power Rangers puzzle. Power Rangers Space.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rangers in space.
I don't know how old that particular series is. 1998. We found something from the 90s. Kind of cool. And it's only $1.11. That might actually be worth picking up just to try to see if all the pieces are in there. I'm teaching my son how to do puzzles lately, so we'll check that out. So from here, I'm gonna go check out some of the glasses and cups, because sometimes they have like old thermoses and cups, glasses, and stuff like that. Let's see what they have. Going through real quick. There's a bunch of people over here, so I don't see anything right now, so maybe I'll come back. And then here are all the mugs and stuff. I mean, I found Zelda mugs here before. I found the Donkey Kong one. I always find those Batman glasses here. There's a GW.
Wow, I didn't know this about George Washington.
Yes, his teeth were made of wool.
Wood.
So, don't really want to look through all this stuff today, but sometimes you can find some pretty cool stuff in there. And then the last place I usually look is all the books. Now this can be quite the undertaking because holy crap, look at all the books. But sometimes you can find some pretty sweet things in here. Goosebumps books, just anything old and 90s. Sometimes I find magazines and stuff, so I'll look around for a little bit, see if I can't find anything cool to show y'all. Here is a Star Wars book. Beware of the Sith. Old, looks like an old Barney book. So, I mean, there's just all this kind of stuff in here. I'm not a huge book collector by any means, but I do like to try to find like the old Goosebumps books and stuff. All right, nothing like crazy interesting in the books. I think I'm gonna get this, and I might go pick up that Batman VHS. So I'll be back with you in a second. So good news, we actually did find a couple different things. So let's go through these. I actually found these yesterday, but didn't film it. Some little Pokemon headphones, and they were like $1.50 or something. My phone's dying. They're like $1.50, but let's look at these finds from today. Here is an Xbox 360 controller, $5. It's in really good shape, and Afterglow is a brand. Not like I'm gonna resell this, but I'm always looking for controllers to bundle with consoles. So cool to find that. Here is an old Mad Catz Ps1 controller, translucent gray, pretty cool. This was only a couple dollars, $3. No video games. We didn't find any video games today. So again, I'm telling you guys, I don't always find stuff. Here is the Ultimate Collection Batman VHS. It has all 3 of these movies. Loved all the Batman movies back in the 90s. I think the original one is 89. And then here is Power Rangers in Space puzzle. It was only $1.11. If this would have been $2, probably wouldn't have got it, because you never know if all the pieces are in there. But even for the artwork, that is pretty sweet. I picked up the Office DVD board game. So here's the thing, I end up buying a bunch of stuff I probably don't need, but it's cheap. My wife loves The Office, so I got this for us to maybe try. And then this, guys, I was actually at, I was going to check out, and a subscriber
his name is Miguel, stopped me, and we talked for a little bit. He said, you know, he's been watching the show for a while. It's always so cool to just meet some of the people that are watching the show. But he actually had this. He said, hey, I found this, and I don't think I'm gonna end up getting it. It looks like it's right up your alley. It's a Sony Watchman little TV. I don't know if it's all there or not. It looks to be somewhat there. It was only $292. Also, with electronics, you have like a 14-day window in case things don't work to bring it back and get in-store credit. And that's fine with me, even if it's not cash, because I'm gonna buy stuff anyways. So this was $292. I have no idea if this is gonna work or not, but the battery compartment didn't have any corrosion, and this thing is just rad. So Miguel, thank you so much. Awesome to meet you, man, if you were watching this episode, but it was cool to meet you, and thanks for the hookup on this. This is gonna look cool on the shelf, but that is a normal day at Goodwill. Nothing crazy, just a couple things that I probably didn't even need, but I am sick and I keep buying stuff, but that is a typical day at Goodwill.
All right, guys, we're back in the game room, and let's talk about this topic on selling video games. Should you sell your video games? Why are people selling video games right now, and why do I have to sell some of my video games? Because, guys, I do. It's a really sad story. We'll get into that here in just a little bit, but I do think right now, if you have some games in your collection that maybe they have some value and you're not super attached to them, maybe you're not, you know, nostalgic for them because you didn't grow up with them or anything like that, I think right now is the time to sell. Guys, I have never seen game prices where they are right now, especially like that, I don't know, 4th gen consoles like GameCube and stuff. Things from about 20 years ago they've skyrocketed in price. N64 is still doing really well. You know, 2 to 3 times the price that I've seen them before, and I think now is the time to sell. I don't see prices going up too much more, and I definitely see prices going down in the future. So if you've been thinking about it, I think now is the time to sell some video games. So why do I have to sell some of my games? Well, we had a flood in our downstairs laundry room and guest bedroom, and it's pretty bad, guys. It ruined the floors of both of those rooms, and I'm gonna have to rip up all the flooring and replace it, and I need about $1,000 to do so. So this is kind of how I look at my video game collection a lot of times. I kind of look at it as assets. It's like, oh no, we need to get new tires for, you know, the SUV. I sell a video game. It's kind of sad, but you know, the same thing I kind of mentioned earlier. It's like I'm not super attached to some games. I just kind of, you know, stumbled into some games, and I can sell it, and I'm not going to get beat up about it, right? It's just a game. So the first game we are going to sell is this one right here. This is Pokemon Heart Gold Complete. Now, the crazy thing about this game is this was brand new, and I got it from Game Exchange. Game Exchange here in town, it's like a used game store. They cannot take in games that are brand new. So they literally take brand new games that come in, and they have to open them to make sure that all the contents are in there. That's insane. I know it is, but I got this from them not too long ago, and I was like, man, this thing is minty. And they're like, yeah, it's one of those cases where it was brand new and we had to open it up. So this thing is pristine and complete. This is selling for $450 to $500. I don't really care about this game, and for $500, that's halfway there already. The next game we are going to sell is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This is about a $60 to $80 game. Kind of crazy that it's worth that much. Again, GameCube stuff is wild right now. And then I got 2 more games over here to get us to our $1,000. It's these right here, and they are Def Jam Fight for New York, and this thing is extremely clean, looks like brand new. I think this is selling for $150 to $200. And then Xenosaga 3, this is selling for $250 to $300, I believe. So right here is our money, almost probably $1,100 or so, and I'm not super attached to any of these games. Am I gonna miss these games? Like that's what I always have to play, kind of play out in my head. I'm not gonna miss these games. I think the last time I played any of these was that Harry Potter game, probably 2 years ago. And I can fix my house, you know, right? The joys of home ownership. But I genuinely think if you have games sitting around right now that, just like me, you just haven't played in a while, and you can get some good money for them, I think now's the time to sell. That's my opinion. You guys tell me down below if you think prices are going to continue to go up or go down. That's it for now. Our first episode of the Retro Life, we finally got to add this sweet DeLorean canvas to the game room. Guys, we were very close to being able to have a full-out game room tour. Found some rad things at the Goodwill and at the flea market, and unfortunately we have to sell off a couple of my more prized pieces in the game collection. Only 3 or 4 games, we're gonna get almost $1,000, but it's all to fix the friggin' house, guys. Just a home repair. Super lame, but that's just how it goes sometimes. But you guys tell me down below, what are some things that you want me to cover in this new series, from game collecting, from the game room, from game and toy hunting? Let me know down below in the comments. As always, thank you guys for hanging out, for watching the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already, and until next time, peace.